Hi, boys and girls. Today I'm going to read you a story about a very famous inventor. His name is Thomas Edison. So let's begin the story. The title is Thomas Edison's Bright Ideas. Thomas Edison was a boy who asked many questions. In 1852, when Tom was 5 years old, he asked, "Why does a goose sit on its eggs?" His mother answered, "Birds sit on their eggs to keep them warm. The eggs must stay warm till it's time for the baby birds to come out of the eggs." "Oh," said Tom, "I want to see the baby birds." Tom did not just ask many questions. He liked to see and try things too. The next day his father found Tom sitting in a nest that Tom had made. The nest was filled with goose eggs. "I am keeping the eggs warm," said Tom. "I want to see the baby birds come out of the eggs." Everyone thought that was funny. When Tom was 8, he went to school for the first time. Tom wanted to learn, but the teacher said that Tom asked too many questions. "I don't have time to answer Tom's questions," his teacher said. He had never met a boy like Tom before, and he did not know how to teach him. Tom's mother said, "If the teacher at school can't work with Tom, I will teach my boy at home." Mrs. Edison made learning fun for Tom, and he learned very fast. He liked reading, and he liked reading science books best of all. His reading helped him think up new ideas. Tom had a notebook with him all the time. In the notebook, he made pictures of the new things he was thinking about. He made pictures of machines that help people do work. "One day I will make these things," he said. "I will be an inventor." Tom knew from the books he read that scientists and inventors did experiments. They would start with an idea and then try it out to see if it worked. Tom wanted to do experiments too. When Tom was about 10, he and his mother made a lab in a room under the house. Tom did his experiments there. At first, Tom just did experiments that he read about in his books, but then he started to make up his own experiments too. One day, Tom was working in his lab and boom! "He will blow us all up some day," his father shouted. Tom's experiment had made the house shake. "Let Tom be," his mother said. She knew how much Tom loved his work. When Tom was 12, he got a job. He wanted to help pay for his experiments. His job was to sell food and newspapers to people who rode the trains. One day Tom was hurt on a train. After that, Tom did not hear well. But Tom did not stop working and experimenting. "Time passes so fast," he said. "I have so many things to learn and do." One thing he liked to read about and experiment with was electricity. He wanted to learn all about it. Tom knew that lightning was a kind of electricity. If electricity could make lights up in the sky, he thought, maybe it could be used to make lights in people's homes too. People just smiled when Tom talked about lights that ran on electricity. At that time, people did not use electricity in their homes. They got light from candles and from lamps that used gas. As a boy, Tom dreamed of the day when he would make new machines that used electricity. By 1868, Tom had begun to work on his dream. He was 21 years old and he was selling his inventions. Tom did well as an inventor. He opened a big lab in New Jersey. There he made many of the inventions we still use today. He did not invent the first telephone, but he did make a new telephone that was better. He did not invent the first typewriter, but in 1871 he did make a new and better typewriter. He made many new machines of his own too. One was a machine that could talk. It was the first record player. In 1876, Tom was 29 years old. He now had a big new lab in Menlo Park, New Jersey. He had many people who helped him in his work. People said that Tom was the best inventor that ever was, But Tom still had more ideas to try out. He still dreamed about inventing a light that ran on electricity. Tom worked on his ideas for the new light. First, he made a glass bulb. He knew that if the bulb had just the right kind of wire inside of it, it would give off a bright light. The light would last a long time. It took years, but Tom did not stop experimenting with wires. At last, in 1879, he did it. He found just the right kind of wire. People thought that the electric light was Tom's best invention yet. In 1880, Tom started a factory to make electric light bulbs. Soon after that, Tom worked on the idea of making a lot of electricity in a big plant. He wanted to send electricity to all the places where it could be used to do work. He wanted electricity to be easy for people to use. He wanted it to be easy for people to make use of all of his inventions. Thomas Edison went on experimenting and inventing all of his life. He invented more than 1,000 things. When people asked him, "How did you do all that?" Tom smiled and answered, "Anyone can do it. All you have to do is think." The end. Thomas Edison. I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I enjoyed reading it to you. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.